So this foxglove, its flowers were so heavy that it bent over, and nature's quest for the sun.
It is so beautiful. Wow.
Yes.
The color is just exquisite, isn't it?
It is. So I know I interrupted you when you started talking about this, but this is something that that I've heard you say before, and I really was intrigued by it. And I think that it is a concept that it points a way towards integration, towards seeing that we are all one, towards seeing.
So, growing up Catholic, there's been a lot of symbols of the cross. You know, this cross that growing up brought me a lot of pain, because I would see, Jesus on the cross, blood coming from his hands and his side, and it was pretty dramatic. A lot of the churches had very dramatic views of the cross that stood for suffering, and it's a symbol. Anytime I see a cross, I think of that. But Eckhart Tolle invited me to look at it a different way, where the vertical is the essence, our connection to all that is, our the awareness of awareness itself, the part that is aware of all the fluctuations of our thoughts, our emotions, our senses, everything, just picks it all up. That's the vertical. And we can keep coming back to it, but the horizontal part of the cross is just symbolically, for me now, represents everything I'm doing. Imogene is sitting on my lap. My book is right here. I'm in this beautiful van with a friend who has been my friend for decades, you, Diane. And all of that is like your mandala is dissolving. It comes into form and it goes back. And it comes and it goes. The vertical, there's no change. It is eternal. It is timeless. This is where life happens. So where is that intersection? How do I live my life fully here on earth, grounded, and yet be very connected with the essence of who I am? Because that's where we each connect. And I talked about the threads of how I feel connected to everybody through threads. And I feel like the threads are all there in that essence. So anyway, that's how I see it. That's how I choose to see it. I really liked that explanation. And it also felt like in the suffering is on this on the horizontal, the suffering that we go through. But it's, for me, very important, because then it reminds me how to come back to the essence.
Wow, thank you.
And that's where Reiki comes in really well, because I feel like Reiki brings me back to the vertical right away. It's like instantaneously. I can see all this. I know I'm not denying life, and I'm meeting life on life's terms, as they would say. I am doing that as much as I can. There are times where I fight against it, but Reiki is one way, a container, or a very simple, elegant way to come back to the vertical, come back to. And so now when I see a cross, I see that. And I see it with a much more expansive, open heart. And I think of, again, growing up Catholic, there's this Christ consciousness, which is awareness, which is what we're all doing. We're all waking up. So I see it that way. I've totally reframed my whole Catholic upbringing into a beautiful way of being in the world, and being open to all ways, all lineages, whether it's Zen or Buddhism or Judaism. It's all there in the vertical, all of it.
Thank you.
Theism doesn't matter. It's there.
Thank you. Today, I'm getting emergency immersion into the awareness of the vertical. Okay, so I'm just going to tell this little story. This is something that is unfolding. We will see how it goes. I arrived here 2 days ago, June 30th. I put my money in the thing. That sign that says reserved, it was not showing that side. It was showing this side. So I went up to the thing, went up to the kiosk. I registered, and then I came back. Oops. And then I came back, and I just turned the sign around. There was nothing on it. It was totally blank. And so I came out, and then when I came back last night, I don't think I even looked over here to see that it is. I feel lucky that someone didn't knock on my door last night. But regardless if they did, I'm supposed to be here. And what this brings up for me is claiming space and having the feeling right now that I might have to prove that I have a right to be here. Terry and I were having a very pleasant conversation with a fellow camper when the camp host drove up. And while he empathized with our situation, we still had to move. And as happens with me a lot, the person, I actually turned to the person and half and just said, "Hey, can we camp with you?" To which she did not miss a beat and say, "Of course, come down and stay with us." And we did, and we got settled in, just looking forward to getting to know our new friends. Got to be around evening walk time. And because of our happy mood, I was lax about leashing Imogene. And a fellow camper was lax about leashing their husky. The husky thought Imogene was a rabbit and attacked her.
I was asking about camping or places, and then remembered that it's 4th of July weekend. Forgot that part.
Oh.
And so there's going to be nothing. They're like super surprised that this is available.
You know, it's not exactly towards Portland, but you might think about Lake Merwin.
Lake Merwin? Where's that?
It's west of here and just a little bit north. Huge
Oh,
lake, and I
oh.
know there is some unreserved boondocking space around different parts of the lake.
Oh, okay.
So-
Lake Merwin.
Yeah, it's a
Will-
big lake.
Oh, good.
And also
Thanks.
the rain, maybe somebody got up and just
Yeah,
said forget it and
that's
left.
right. That's
But
right.
there is, I know there's like 3 formal campgrounds, and there's a couple of places on the map that are literally just marked as first come, first served,
Okay.
open camping.
Lake Merwin. Okay.
So that might be
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wilson. Wow. That would be great. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. I am going to try to find something with electricity, though. So, I mean, it's a good,
Instead of boondocking, but she says there's places there too.
yeah,
You know, like
Yeah.
it's kind of both options.
yeah. Yeah, probably most of the electric, but we're just going to set the intention, right?
I mean, the electricity part is, I'm just thinking you're going to be near more people.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, and noise.
If I could just get some sunshine, I can get my power going. I'm a little far down.
Yep,
you know.
gotcha.
We eventually decided just to return to Terry's house. I carried Imogene to the backyard in that little, in her little dog bed. And really, she just, as soon as I set it down, she just hopped out and tentatively walked across the lawn. Tucker, Terry's dog, came out, and because she knew Tucker, it seemed to perk her up a little bit. And then within a couple of hours, she's back to her own walking habits.
morning.
My new friend, Fran, that I met at a campsite in California, has invited me to stay in her house for a couple of days. We're getting ready to go camping, and she has got a fabulous garden. I'm going to say this is very close to what my garden, the essence of what my garden was like. And so, let's go. Square foot gardening at its finest. Hi, Carmen. Fran has given me permission to pick in her garden. And, wow, I am in heaven. This is what gardens look like when they have the right moisture and sunlight. I was never successful at growing broccoli, but look at that beauty. And with square foot gardening, one of the bennies is that you can catch bugs before it gets out of hand, because you're walking through here and everything's real close. Beer for the slugs. Now, I just picked some lettuce and a few little things, soaked them in water because there are slugs, and then washed them in the sink. What a luxury to have a sink with running water. And now I'm just having them out to dry a little bit, but a little paper towel, and I'll put them in this, the lettuce. I just picked enough for the next couple of days. This parsley, I'm going to put in a little bit of water, but then let the water evaporate and the parsley will dry. And then I'll have parsley flakes. This is celery. Isn't that beautiful? Mainly what I picked this for is the leaves. I'm going to dry these leaves. I have learned that celery, although it lasts for a super long time in a regular refrigerator, not so good for van life, especially if I cut it up. It just is inedible in a very short time. So I'm going to compensate by having celery leaf flakes, and then I also have celery salt. Yum, yum, yum. I bet. This is like so gorgeous. Seriously, 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 seriously.